This is Andrew Tivoff, the Wishmaster, and you are now entering Cinema Chop Shop. Enjoy your day.
The Cinema Chop Shop.
What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. While you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you'll see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is recommend movies, music, trailers for me to react to. So click that damn link. Now, today we are here for a little bit of movie news, and you already know, usual suspect, Dale Boy from Movie Mash has joined me. It was hard to drag him out of bed, but I got him even though he was kicking and screaming. So how are you feeling today, Senor Del Boy?
I'm glad you dragged me out of bed and calmed me down from kicking and screaming because I have a dog, a new puppy that never stops. So yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. So a lot of it, I was looking at all kinds of news, but none of it really piqued my interest except these few articles. A lot of it is horror related. So let's go ahead and get into it. So item number one, Little Shop of Horrors. You seen the original?
Yes, long time ago.
Did you see the remake with Rick Moranis?
Actually, that's the one I did see. You're right. That's the only one I saw. I didn't see the original. Yeah, you're right.
You never seen the black and white one with Jack Nicholson?
No.
And it's funny because Jack Nicholson is like titled in the movie like he's in this movie. The dude literally has like a 5-second role in the movie. Like it's funny as shit. They're just using his name for clickbait. But anyway, Little Shop of Horrors is probably getting an expanded universe or a remake or something. The legendary director Joe Dante, who did Gremlins, Piranha, and The Howling, and equally legendary Roger Corman, who did The Pit and the Pendulum, Mask of the Red Death, so on and so forth, are teaming up to reboot Corman's famed 1960 horror comedy, The Little Shop of Horrors. And they're doing this to kind of like kick off a new franchise. So this one is called The Little Shop of Halloween Horrors, right? So they're trying to kick this off. They're trying to kind of like, I guess, create a brand new franchise with it. It doesn't seem really like a remake. It kind of seems like a reintroduction. How are you feeling about this?
Well, I don't remember the first one that much, but I will say I do know that people have this in their beloved collection. You know, I know this is a beloved movie by a huge amount of people. I know it's Rick Moranis was in that one, wasn't it? It was
he was in the remake.
As I say, like, look, he means nothing to me. When it comes out, I'll have a look. But you know what? I can't see why not. It's not something like like Halloween being redone, rechanged. It's been done. What was it 40 years ago? It must be in the 80s, mid 80s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why not? Why not? If they do it right and make it playful, funny, violent, and gory at the same time, I'm all in.
Yeah, because the original was a movie. The remake was like a musical, right? Because they were singing and shit. Feed me, all that good shit. Yeah. But this one, I don't think. I think they're gonna like maybe excommunicado the kind of comedic the musical element. Maybe, who knows? But if they do continue this, would you rather it be a movie or would you rather it be a musical? I'm thinking more of a movie.
I don't like musicals.
Yeah, but I mean, the other one, the original was a musical. The one that a lot of
people I saw it, but that's probably why I didn't go back to it. But I don't like musicals. The only one musical I ever liked was The Lion King, and I don't even know if that's considered a musical.
You don't like The Wizard of Oz?
All right, actually. Okay.
You don't like Charlie and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Okay, all right, shut up now, leave me alone. Okay, you got me there. There's a couple, but in general, I don't rush to see musicals. Yeah, I think also I will say this: I didn't like Wizard of Oz until about 10 years ago. I hated it. It. Yeah, and I didn't love Chocolate Factory either. I didn't like it, and it wasn't because it was a musical either. But I do now, as I'm older. I watched Wizard of Oz 10 years ago, and I went, hold on, this is actually a lot of fun, you know? So, yeah, I changed my opinion, but I don't like musicals. I would prefer they don't. But because of the following it has and the kind of people who like this, maybe is the way to go, you know.
But the fact that they have like these two iconic directors involved, right? Like I think that's, come on, Gremlins, you know, like like that's, to me, because even they're trying to kind of like gauge the interest of Gremlins in order to try to put out another sequel, correct? Like that's what the rumblings are. And I think that there's a possible, I mean, I think a lot of these older movies can be reintroduced to modern audiences with the right team behind it. I think that if this team goes into it with the right mentality about how to go about it, because you have to, it's really hard to kind of like walk that thin line. It has to be able to be appealing to modern audiences, but yet still coddle the people that love the original, you know. So you have to find a nice little balance between the two, and I think they'll be able to find it with the right team behind it. So I mean, that's good news. And what
I will say that you're gonna get a lot of haters now. Oh, why leave it alone? But it's like 40 years. Fuck it, just do it. And it is a remake. The one, it's already been remade.
Yeah, it's already been remade, and it's like,
I know.
The thing is, my mentality is this: if it's not good, then just watch the original. Like it's okay. Like it's not a big,
you know what I mean? Exactly. Just don't watch it. You know, people love going to movies to hate it. They actually go just so they can hate it, to find something. But anyway,
speaking of Halloween,
we're all guilty of that, though. I do it sometimes too, though. You know?
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I've seen movies that I knew I was gonna hate, but then usually when I go in there with the mentality that I'm gonna hate it, I end up liking it more than I thought. But yeah. So speaking of Halloween, because I heard you mentioned Halloween, this wasn't on my topic list, but how are you feeling about the Halloween TV show that they announced? And they were saying that they're going to kind of like stick. It's going to be, I guess, directly after Halloween 1, and it's going to ignore every other sequel. It's going to be its own shit. Again. Again.
What do I say? What do you say to that? I mean, this has a multiverse. Like, it wasn't even created. It was accidentally created a multiverse. Yeah. Again, look, I love Michael Myers and Halloween. When it's done right, it's done well. Yeah. It's a TV series, which will be interesting. I mean, I don't know what's happening to that Friday the 13th one, but it's a TV. It'll be interesting. I will watch it and I'll go. But again, they probably, you know what? It's probably awkward because of the bad press the last couple of movies got, and everyone hated it. And because of the end of, we'll say, Halloween 4 and 5, and a lot of people didn't like that. I suppose they can't continue. They don't want to continue something that people didn't love. So they're going to have to try and separate it. And because there's a big fan base out there, why not do it? So, you know what? I'll give it a shot. It might be great. I think it's just too soon, but who knows? You know what? Go for it.
I think they fucked up on an opportunity to do something different. They could have had... You could have explored young Michael's life before he killed his sister, and then season 2 could have been about after he killed his sister. Like, him killing his sister could be the end of the season 1, and then the next season could be about him being in an insane asylum growing up.
So you're talking about, like, we'll say a bit like Rob Zombie's thing.
A little bit, because Rob Zombie's touched a little bit on his adolescence and his younger years.
It's a different version of his adolescence, because if you see the original, it looks like he's in a nuclear family, you know, in a white suburban area sort of thing, you know, the perfect.
Yeah, Rob Zombie made him a fucking hillbilly with a stripper.
Yeah, and I like the take he did with that, because it gives it reason why he's messed up. But I like the fact that the first one, there was no reason to him to be messed up. Do you know what I mean? He just was, do you know? So, but, you know,
what do you think of that idea, though? Would you rather watch...
from the age of, we'll say, when he was in the mental asylum, up to when he kills before that, up to that would be interesting, but I don't know if you can make a whole season on that story alone, that part alone. Just that, young part.
You have to make it really, really interesting. But the thing about it is, you have to surround young Michael with characters that are compelling and that are interesting,
and have their own subplots.
Subplots, and then also motivation, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if you go that route, you have to give them motivation. You can't just leave it like barren, because then we're the audience.
Like you're saying, kind of like, why? Yeah, it'd be like scrap. Don't start from after the first one. Start from beginning again. You know, create your own thing now. Do you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have a real story from. We have like a Rob Zombie story from the beginning or whatever, and we have a Rob Zombie story about what happens after he gets institutionalized. Yeah, but we've never, like, you have 10 episodes to really flesh it out. It's not a 2-hour span. It's not a 2-hour limit. You have 10 episodes or less to really.
And everyone will be waiting to see what happens at the end, like waiting for him to see that final day when he turns into what we know as Michael Myers with the mask.
And shit, exactly. You know? And imagine revisiting the classic Halloween introduction to the movie that we've seen, but more modernized. I think that'll be a real cool take.
I think they did that with what was it, Bates Motel?
Probably. I didn't see Bates
Motel. Yeah. I hated it, but as I say, like they did kind of modernize it. It was set in today's climate. It shows his events of being real nice, cool kid in school to going.
Oh, yeah, didn't they have cell phones in that show? Like, wasn't it like wrong time?
Listen. Don't. This, I was watching it going, what the fuck is this? But all right.
But yeah, look. So that I just wanted to touch on the Halloween subject real quick because it just hit me. Right, we might have like random thoughts in my head, and I might bring them up. They're not on my list, but I thought it turned into a real good subject. So moving on, Felipe Vargas. Felipe Vargas is a director that did a short called Milk Teeth, and that short was actually pretty good. It's about it's like about a tooth fairy type thing, like a demonic tooth fairy. But Felipe Vargas has been given the keys to direct the next Leprechaun movie. Now I'm gonna read a couple of quotes that he said in the magazine interview, and we're gonna kind of just break it down piece by piece. So the first part is, he says, "I'm honored to be on that project. It's such a cool franchise. To me, what makes the franchise so special is that it really is limitless. You can do so much with these scares. You can really push the boundaries with these scenes. It doesn't need to be grounded. It can be gory. It can be sexy. It can be crazy. I think you could just have fun." So he's talking about how flexible the Leprechaun character is, and how much you can kind of do with the character. You don't have to just kind of like, oh, I can only do this narrow. I only have this narrow category or this narrow street to maneuver down. But I want to kind of like tie in the next one too. So right here, he's talking about the tone of the movie, whether it to be more comical or to be more serious. We're still figuring out the tone and that balance between horror and comedy. I would love for it to be scary as hell and also hilarious. I think we're going back to a lot of the roots of Leprechaun in a lot of different ways, which I'm really excited about. But I think you also want to bring on a new audience. So it's really tricky. It's a really tricky one to figure out. So do you think that he should go more comedy, or do you think he should go more horror, or do you think that he should really just keep trying? Because it seems like he wants to find a balance of both. Do you think he should?
All right, look, I agree. Financially, I think he should try and do both. But I would prefer him to go more serious, because in the first one, very small parts of it, but the idea of it is quite creepy, and the lore that they created about this, because we all got this, we Lucky Charms, and you catch a letter, it's all good stuff, but this motherfucker is evil. It went into just craziness after that, but the idea of it was quite creepy. So I would like to see more of that. But for today, if he was managed to balance out comedy, because I think for the audience, for the average audience, will probably like a bit of both, to be honest. But I would like to see a serious, dead-on, full, no fucking about Leprechaun, because the last one, as we know, the Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun in the Hood 2, and I think he went to space. Let me tell you about the Leprechaun. I think with his magic, because the shit he could do, he could probably take on the Avengers, no problem. But again, as I say, like I'd like to see more. I'd like to see it, but for the audience, I think financially as well, it'd probably be best if he could balance it. If he fucks it up and he overdoes the one or the other, it's going to be a flop.
That's what I'm worried about, right? Like, if you make it a really serious tone movie, sometimes the comedy takes you out of the movie. And in some movies, I don't really think that. I think comedy doesn't belong in it. Like, there's a movie that I'm thinking about that I can't really talk about because I signed an NDA or whatever. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right? And I felt like that movie should have been serious all the way through. And it kind of bothered me that they tried so hard to be comedic. And I get it, you know, you want audiences to laugh, you want audiences to lighten up or whatever. You don't want them to be intense, but this is what makes horror horror. You have to just keep audiences on edge at all times. But at the same time, I understand them wanting to stick to the roots because Leprechaun 1 was funny. Like, it was funny.
Yeah.
And it was well balanced between funny and horror. You know, like this fucking guy runs inside the barn and all of a sudden he comes out with a freaking souped up a lawnmower or something and he's trying to kill people. So, I mean, and he got killed with a freaking 4-leaf clover cereal thing. It was crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think this director, I've seen Milk Teeth. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get to this next part. This is a good one. That's a part of my initial pitch. I think practical effects are so key and so fun and so much more real and scary and tangible and more affordable too. I think definitely want to bring that back in a big way. He wants to do practical effects for this movie, and that was his sales pitch to Lionsgate. I want to do practical. This is what I want to do. Don't fuck it up. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's good. Always practical, even if it looks shit. I will still appreciate it. You know,
Man, exactly.
There is a line though where it just looks ridiculous, but I think always. I was just going to say, you know, the recent one, 2017. I think that film, if he went along that route a little bit, because do you know that he was creepy, he was evil, he was just unsettling, and there was lots of, not overly done, but there was lots of elements of comedy on it. There was quite actually laugh out loud bits, do you know, on it. If he could just balance it a bit like that, you know, so that would be good with me, you know. So yeah, but I think they should remake Leprechaun in the Hood. But that's just my opinion.
Leprechaun in the Hood. That's just funny. It's a
wasn't it one where he was trying to teach? So there was a guy who wanted to be a rapper, and
they ended up having a rap battle.
Yeah,
they ended up having a rap battle. Yeah. Everybody's campaigning for Warwick Davis to come back and reprise his role as Leprechaun, which I'm totally on board with. But at the same time, I think there's a few characters where we get caught up in this whole like this person has to be this person, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, which is going to segue into my next topic. Have you ever seen the movie? Damn, I think it's Ready or Not. Is it Ready or Not? Does the name Samara Weaving sound familiar?
Yeah, the name is.
Okay, so Samara Weaving, if I'm not mistaken, she's an English actor, and she did Ready or Not. Ready or Not is a movie with that lady that got married, and then the family was trying to kill her, and then she ended up killing the family because they had to perform some ritual or something. No, doesn't sound familiar. I was worried about this topic. Let me see what else she's done. Maybe something else. She did Mayhem, 3 Billboards. No, the baby.
I've seen that.
Oh, she was you seen 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri?
No, but 3 Billboards actually was pretty decent, if I remember.
Have you seen The Babysitter? She was in The Babysitter. It's a Netflix movie. That shit is actually pretty good. You should watch it.
No, I've seen The Adventures of a Babysitter, but not that one. No.
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
She's not the blonde girl in Bill and Ted.
She's Thea Preston.
All right. And she's all right. Do you know who she is? She's Hugo Weaving's niece.
Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, her.
Yeah, she's Australian, not English, right? Get it right. I know our accents are similar, all right? G'day, mate. But
whatever.
Yeah, no, I know who she is. Yeah, I know who she is.
Now that we spent 5 minutes figuring out who she is,
I know who she is.
All right, so they asked her recently what horror franchise would she want to like be a part of, or like would she be wanting to be a part of? And without hesitation, she said Nightmare on Elm Street, right? And there's been a lot of talk lately about everybody pitching ideas about Nightmare on Elm Street. There was that fake poster floating around with DJ Quells and shit. Supposedly there was going to be a Freddy TV show or some bullshit. And then you have Robert Englund saying that he doesn't want to be Freddy, but he's down for a cameo. Then you have Heather Langenkamp saying, you know what? I'm down for Nancy to go against Freddy one more time. And then also you have Mike Mike Flanagan, who did that one show, that one really popular show, Midnight something. Hold up. Mike Flanagan. What show does he did? Mike Flanagan. He did what is it, Midnight Mass or something? He did Haunting at Hill House and Midnight Mass. So those are like two really popular shows. But anyway, he did, I think did he do Dr. Sleep too? Yeah, he directed Dr. Sleep.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, so he wants a crack at Nightmare on Elm Street.
If that Dr. Sleep too, or Dr. Sleep, I liked it more than The Shining.
Okay, I don't know about that, but I did like
personally,
it.
And I never really loved The Shining. I was shocked about how this was its own thing. If he's on board, I mean, that girl, all I know is from Bill and Ted. I do think I've seen her from something else, but I don't know if she's any good or not. But as I say, like,
she is. She's in The Babysitter, dude. The Babysitter is a funny ass dude. Don't watch part 2. Watch part 1 is on Netflix. The Babysitter is a low key, really good horror comedy. That shit's fun.
Okay.
That was a fun ass. That's a fun one. So she did that. She did Ready or Not. Ready or Not was fun. She did a couple other things, but she wants to be a part of that franchise. Robert Englund says he's down for a cameo. You got Heather Langenkamp saying she's down to fight Freddy one more time, which I honestly was like, nah. She should just have a cameo. I think they should just reboot it. I don't think they should do like a fucking legacy sequel. And then also this fucking girl, she's in Weaving. She's in one of the Scream movies. Samara Weaving, she's in one of the Scream movies. I think she's in 6.
Okay, I knew I'd seen her in something else. She was the sister, isn't she?
She's
murderer or something. She was the one who died and didn't die, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know. I'm confused.
I think so. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, with all this being said, right? I think we're past due for a Nightmare on Elm Street remake or a TV series or something. What do you think?
100%, right? Like, and I'm on like as much as Nightmare on Elm Street is in my top probably 5 favorite. As much as I love Robert Englund, I am down for a new actor to play Freddy. Like, I know everyone's raving about Kevin Bacon. I don't know, but as I say, I'm down for it. And if that guy's interested, I don't know about the girl. If that guy's interested, Robert Englund, the cameo. In fact, I don't care if Robert Englund has a cameo in it. I really don't. Yeah,
Robert Englund should be a janitor. Like, you remember in the first part how they had the janitor with the Freddy outfit on and shit?
Yeah. I know. But that would be fine, but I don't care if he's in it either. I mean, we have enough Freddys. It'd be nice, but I'm just saying, I mean, like, I'm down. But that director who did Dr. Sleep, that film was so good that it was its own thing. He made it new. He made it modern. You nearly forgot it was the Shining sequel, and then he fucking remind you with a big punch at the end. Like, this film's good. And if he's on board, I'm on board. I'm just on board in general anyway, to be honest.
He wants a crack at it. So it's really up to New Line to be like, okay, you know?
What is their problem? What the fuck are they waiting for? What's going on? I need to check and read up on
it. They seem to be very scared since the last sequel wasn't well received. And I don't know why. See, people talk about how what's his name? Freaking Rorschach. What's his Jackie Early? Jackie Early. They talk about Jackie Early was a horrible fucking. No, he wasn't.
No, he was brilliant. He was perfect.
Freddy. The makeup sucked and the script sucked. That's it. Like,
I didn't mind the makeup, and I thought he embodied the creepiness, like the way he's posture, the way he moved, the way he spoke. He was great, but I don't think I think he was the best part of that film, and I'm sad that he didn't get a sequel.
It felt like after that movie he like got blackballed or something, because he was like on the rise, and he just
definitely.
What the hell happened?
Then he ended up on the RoboCop remake as well at one point.
Oh yeah, he told me that. He just disappeared. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But so look, I'm interested in it. I don't know what the hell New Line's waiting for. I want to see some new Freddy. I'm down for somebody to pick up the claws. Robert Englund will make his cameo. Heather Langenkamp could be in the cameo. I don't really care. But just make it happen. It's past due already. We already have all these stupid ass legacy sequels. Why not make another one, or why not remake
I mean,
it?
with the popularity of Halloween and that kind of things, now's the time. And horror has jumped up in the last couple of years. It's got real popular again, and there has been some good horror movies in the last couple of years. So it's time. It's time. Make it happen.
So I wanted to bring this up just real quick. Maggie Gyllenhaal is apparently directing a new Bride of Frankenstein movie. Now, here's the weird part. I thought Universal owned Bride of Frankenstein, but this is being produced by Warner Brothers. And apparently its release date for the new Bride movie got moved up because Batman 2 got pushed back.
Yeah, I heard.
So but this movie has a fucking star-studded cast. It's not on my list, so just give me a second. I'm about to Frankenstein, Mackie, okay. This shit has a star-studded cast. I know Christian Bale's in this shit for sure. Cast here too: Christian Bale, Jessica Buckley, Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, Penelope Cruz. Like, those are some pretty big names.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, apparently they're going to be in this movie. And this is a remake or a different rendition of Bride of Frankenstein, which is kind of weird because, like I said, I thought Universal owned the rights to that, and I thought Universal was going to go through this whole...
I mean, you sure it's legit sort of thing?
No, it's legit, dude. They've been talking about it. See, I heard Maggie Gyllenhaal's name being tied to the Bride of Frankenstein, but I thought it was Universal. This whole time, I thought it was Universal. I didn't think it was Warner Brothers.
Yeah. I mean, it seems obvious it was, but obviously it isn't. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
It's called The Bride. It's not called The Bride of Frankenstein. It's just called The Bride. So
it's still like, all right. So if you make a Superman film and call it Krypton,
the Super,
yeah,
call it the Super.
What does
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was kind of strange. I haven't seen Maggie Gyllenhaal's directing, so I don't really. I know that she's directed some stuff. I haven't seen it, so I don't really know what she's capable of doing.
Public debate or anything like that, is it?
I don't know. Maybe the likenesses. I have no clue, but I haven't seen her movie. I haven't seen Maggie Gyllenhaal's directing, but the fact that she has this pretty decent cast makes me feel like there's a possibility. But the only thing that kind of stinks in the air is the fact that it's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers ain't really been doing that hot when it comes to like putting out really good quality. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe this is the time. Saying that it's not a film that I'm that interested in either.
I'm not either, but you know, like I gotta see
a Frankenstein.
I gotta see a trailer, but I mean, I thought that this movie was supposed to be a part of the Universal rebooting of the classic monsters. I guess not. I guess I was wrong, but hey, I just wanted to bring that up and see what you thought. But real quick, before we go, I wanted to do like I wanted to bring. I low-key wanted to do a trailer reaction, but it's all right. We could do it some other time. I just want to mention to you and everybody out there that the horror movie that I'm looking out that's coming out soon. It's called Late Night with the Devil. All right.
Yeah, I've been seeing clips of this everywhere.
Yeah, Late Night with the Devil. Now, this shit was originally supposed to go out just to Shudder, but it's caught so much attention that they just said, fuck it. They did like a small like theatrical premiere, and then now all of a sudden it's getting released in small theaters. So
that's promising.
Yeah, so next week I'm gonna see it. I think it has an 80% score on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, you know, Rotten Tomatoes is like hit or miss, but I feel like with smaller projects, I feel like it's more legit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like it has more validity. Like I feel like ain't nobody paying this small time movie that got picked up by Shudder. Is no way they're throwing big money at Rotten Tomatoes to give them a perfect score. So I feel like this grade is truly earned. That's at least what I think. But yeah, it has a pretty good score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm really looking forward to this shit. It looks good. So that's kind of like my horror recommendation coming up soon. If you guys have some time and it's available, I would try to like go ahead and try to go see that movie. But the trailer looks fucking fantastic. But,
I haven't seen the trailer. I know it stars Polka Dot Man. Is it?
Is that Polka Dot Man? Isn't he also in he's the dude with the bomb in his stomach in Dark Knight, right?
That's right. He was the unhinged guy. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
And
yeah,
he's
so
in Ant-Man. You know, Ant-Man. He's one of his buddies that are all technical geeks.
oh,
Or
I didn't
something.
even know that. But yeah, I just
Yeah,
know him as a dude with a bomb in his stomach. But that's him. But this movie
yeah.
looks really good. Like it's like a possessed Jay Leno or some shit. But anyway, that's all I got. But let us know in the comment section down below. Did you guys like the horror news or the news in general? How you guys feeling about it? Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to subscribe to Del Boy's channel. He'll upload a video eventually. But you guys are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. It was a pleasure for you guys to tune in with us. It's always a pleasure to have this man right here with me. I always drag him out of bed,
Thanks
kicking
for
his feet so
inviting me.
that he could come out and do a video with me. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are magnificent day. And adios, homies.
I want to play a game. Subscribe now. The choice is yours. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop.